I'm Saurabh Jain. I'm Vice President at Paytm. I head the Paytm Build for India initiative. I'm the founder of Fun to Do Labs Open Education Project. I have been a startup founder for 15 plus years. I was running multiple startups over the course of 15 years. And Paytm is incidentally my first job. And I am author of India's first book on mobile app development. It was a technical book on J2ME technology. So telling you a little bit about Paytm Build for India. Paytm Build for India is an initiative to promote grassroots innovation as well as entrepreneurship in India. We believe that India has millions of problems which can only be solved through entrepreneurship, because generally government is a hierarchical institution, and believing that government would be able to solve all these millions of problems is far-fetched. My personal belief is that uh, only the entrepreneurs of India can solve this. And in fact, once I was listening to a lecture on Mahatma Gandhi, and I was very surprised that more than 80 years ago, Mahatma said that India needs Swaraj. Swaraj means basically Apna Raj, not the Raj of Indian government. So I personally believe that we would have our own Swaraj only when we would have Indian entrepreneurs solving Indian problems, and they should empathize with the problems of the common man. I believe Paytm is solving one of those problems. So our aim is that we want to provide mobile banking to 500 million Indians, and we are on the way towards that. So as part of Paytm Build for India, I will be sharing um, during the course like how we can help you and how you can grow your business using some of our initiatives. I would like to introduce you to some definitions so that you come to know about formally about the what is a startup, who is an entrepreneur. So to start with, who is an entrepreneur? So as per John Doerr is a very famous person. He is the head of Kleiner Perkins. He is one of those legendary investors who invested in Google during its early days, and he is the person who has promoted OKRs. OKRs are very important in managing big organizations, and he has promoted that management technique. So John Doerr says that entrepreneur is somebody who can do more than what is thought possible for less than what is thought possible. So this is a very simple definition. If I Indianize it, I can say that it is जो एक और एक करता है वो एक और एक दो करता है वो बिजनेसमैन है, और एक और एक जो 11 करता है that person is an entrepreneur. So the focus should be that as an entrepreneur, you should think of 1 plus 1 11. Just to give you an example, very small example. So I was talking to a very senior person in Paytm who was earlier in government. So he said that when he was in government, and this was pre-Paytm, so Paytm QR code has been there for last 5 years. So this was pre-QR code days. So he said that general thought process was that India has more than 10 million shops. If you want to digitize all shops, you have to give them a EDC machine, the credit card machine. And every credit card machine costs around 10,000 rupees. So at least 10,000 crores worth of investment would have to be there if we have to digitize Indian shops similar to the way West is doing. And then he said that one day I saw Paytm, and Paytm is giving this 2 rupee sticker with QR code. And that changes the whole game, because that 2 rupee sticker is able to replace the credit card machine. So now what you were doing in 10,000 rupees, now you can do in 2 rupees. And that is the reason why you see rickshaw wala, thele wala and dhabe wala using digital payments. And interestingly, so don't go for 20%, 30% increase. Generally, when we talk of innovation, we always talk about maybe a little bit improvement. But entrepreneurship is not about that 10% or 20% improvement. Entrepreneurship is about that 10x improvement, that 100x improvement. Just to share one example, last year I went to USA, and I had to order Coca-Cola on a vending machine, and I was not able to do because I didn't have coins and that specific change. And I was surprised. I was positively surprised that India is way ahead. So in our office in Paytm, we have a machine, vending machine, where we can just scan the QR code and the thing comes. So obviously entrepreneurship is about that. It is not just about technical innovation, it is about process innovation, it is about delighting the customer. Then we come to what is a startup. So there is a very famous book called Lean Startup. So as per Lean Startup book, the definition of a startup is any organization which builds a product or a service under uncertainty. So the book doesn't talk about size of a startup. The book doesn't talk about building a tech product. So the definition of startup is that you are building a product or a service under uncertainty. And that uncertainty can be at any size. So we believe that Paytm is a startup. So a very interesting story I would like to share. When I joined Paytm, so one of the ladies who onboards, she's in HR. She is in the she was the one of the first 100 employees in Paytm, and she asked me, क्या हम आज भी आप स्टार्टअप आई सी दी स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम फॉर पेटीएम. सो शी आस्क्ड कि आप स्टार्टअप इकोसिस्टम देखते हो, so are we still a startup or we have now more than 10,000 people, and so is it just that media terms as a startup? So I told her, I said, as per the official definition of Eric Ries, we are building a product or a service, and obviously under uncertainty, because when we brought QR code, it was unprecedented, because like QR code was not very famous at that time in India. Most people had not even seen a QR code. Then when we started mobile banking, interesting story which I would like to share. So our salaries come on Paytm, and the first time my salary came, I thought I should build an FD on Paytm Payments Bank. So I built an FD, and after 2-3 days, I was a little like it was a sea change for me, because most of the time FDs were physical documents. So I was not feeling very good that I have a FD, but I cannot touch that FD. So I went to Vijay and I asked, I said, ये मैंने FD तो बना लिया, but थोड़ा सा I am not able to like sort of get peace of mind कि मेरी FD सिर्फ मेरे mobile phone पे है. So he said, see, we in our company we are all building FDs on mobile phone. हमारे साथ कुछ नहीं हुआ तो तुम्हारे साथ कैसे होगा? So I realized, I said that, so what I realized was that we have leapfrogged. And obviously there is uncertainty, because generally speaking, whenever some new product comes and it needs a change in behavior. So obviously we are introducing new products. Some products are technically new, some products are not technically, I would say. Obviously FD could have been built maybe even 5 years before also on mobile. But what we are as Paytm giving is that we are trying to reach out to masses with a solution. For example, mobile banking, payment gateway. Recently we have launched mini apps. So even though we are very big company now, but when we have launched this mini app store, so it is uncertain, because as of now only 2 stores are famous worldwide, Apple and Google. So now when we are launching this Paytm mini app store, there is uncertainty involved. So you can be at any size, but there would always be uncertainty. As a small startup founder, when I started my startup in 2003, so at that time I thought I will build mobile apps. I still remember I was a CA who wrote this first technical book in 2003 on mobile apps. And we had a family friend who was a lawyer, and he said, ये क्या time waste करते हो snake जैसे game बना के? I was building mobile games. And he said, ये क्या time waste कर रहे हो? ये game वेम का business कुछ नहीं चलने वाला, ये बंद हो जाएगा. Focus on legal practice and CA practice. So what I'm saying is that when you are starting a startup, you have to be very clear that you have to face uncertainty. If you don't like uncertainty, don't start a startup. Then we come to 3 types of a startup. See, there are 3 types of startups which I have realized. One is winner takes all startup. Second is lifestyle startup. Third is social startup. Winner takes all startup is basically a type of a startup which wants to do कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में. तो आपने ये सुना होगा गुरु फिल्म में, और एक धीरूभाई का वो कहते थे, धीरूभाई को people used to say कि कर लो दुनिया मुट्ठी में. So obviously Reliance was a startup once upon a time. And today we have companies like Paytm who are startups, and we have thousands of budding startups who are coming, who want to dominate their own category. And so that's why I call it winner takes all startup. So they want to dominate, like for example Uber. So Uber dominates their category worldwide. So as a startup, that is your dream. Obviously, there are practical issues. Sometimes you are not able to dominate. For example, Uber also was not able to dominate the Chinese market. But as a startup, that is your dream, that I will dominate my market, similar to what Google does, Amazon does, Facebook does. They dominate their category worldwide. So वही सपना तो वही होता है हर winner takes all startup का. Lifestyle startup is a little different. So what happens in a lifestyle startup is that, for example, Basecamp, you may have heard, Automatic, which builds WordPress. So I have read books upon Automatic as well as on Basecamp, and there the founders say that they want more work-life balance. These two companies were doing remote working even before COVID days. So there the focus is less on growth and more on having a good lifestyle and work-life balance. So in winner takes all startup, Jack Ma says that you have to work 996. So 9 in the morning to 9 in the night for 6 days a week. So that is generally what happens in winner takes all startups. So most funded startups are practically winner takes all startups, because otherwise, if you say that we would work just 32 hours a week or 40 hours a week, generally speaking, no venture capitalist would invest in your company. Then we have third type of startup, social startup. So these are startups like Khan Academy. Wikipedia also was once upon a time a startup, and it was a social startup. So these are startups who want to change the world. They use all the technical things which generally any startup uses. But the difference is that they don't want to earn a profit. They want to just sustain and change the world. Then we go to 3 goals of a startup. See, when in 2002, I started building my first app. In 2002, November, I started building my first app. So, and in January 2003, I started my startup. So at that time, मेरा सपना क्या था कि I dreamt of, I was very big fan of Bill Gates. At that time, Bill Gates was the richest person on earth, and Microsoft had very good name at that time. So I thought that one day my company would have portfolio of products similar to Microsoft and Google. It will have a culture for which like people leave other jobs and come to my company. It should have that kind of culture. Similar to what we now feel about Paytm, Google, or even other big companies in Silicon Valley. And then one day an IPO will come, and obviously I will become a millionaire or maybe even a billionaire. I think जो भी सपना देखता है startup खोलने का, खासकर if you are thinking about a winner takes all startup, these 3 dreams are there for most people. And these 3 dreams directly lead to 3 focus areas of startup founders: product, people, and purchasing power. So I had good fortune to work with Vijay Shekhar Sharma, who is the founder of Paytm, as well as I read more than 200 books in last 5.5 years. And I've read some books like Lean Startup more than 3 times. So what I realized was that if you read theory about startups, as well as if you see practical, I have practically observed Vijay. I was reporting to him for most of the time in Paytm. So what I observed was that Vijay focuses on 3 things: product, people, and purchasing power. And when I will explain you will also understand these are the only 3 focus areas of our startup founders, because as a startup founder, you can do 100 things, but those things are generally not that productive. So you have to focus, you have to find the essential things and focus on only those things. And these 3, I think, are the true essentials which you have to focus as a startup founder. And you can even say these are 3 P's of a startup, like Philip Kotler has 4 P's. You can even have these 3 P's of startups. So one is product. See, why do people want your startup? They want your product. They don't want your startup. I don't want Google. I want Google search engine. You want to do payments, you download Paytm app. So obviously Vijay is very well renowned, and there are a lot of fans of Vijay, but still I would say that we have around more than 400 million users and 15 crore active users a month. Obviously not everybody knows about Vijay or about people like us in Paytm, but they want to have a utility. That's why they want this product. And then you need good people. Obviously, without good people, you cannot create a good product. And good people need good purchasing power from the company's end, because at the end of the day, good people need good salaries, good infrastructure. So we need this infrastructure. So obviously you need purchasing power, and that purchasing power may be through funding or maybe through other means. I will be sharing some of those things. So product, people, and purchasing power. These are the three focus areas. And as a startup founder, try to minimize other distractions and focus on these three things. Then we go to 3 stages of a startup life cycle. So see, generally most media companies, and we are in the your story master class, but I would say that most media companies, agar main generally bolun, to they only cover scaling phase. And unfortunately, most new startup founders, they feel that scaling is very glamorous. Startups are only about raising money and about scaling fast. But startups are like icebergs. So like iceberg is just 10% above water and 90% below water. You cannot see that 90%. Similar to that, a startup is only visible after they start the scaling phase. But before scaling phase, there is a building phase, there is a search phase. So you have to search what to build, then you have to build it. And then only once you get product market fit, you will get some funding. So many startup founders feel that nobody is willing to fund us. Government doesn't fund us, or some VCs, after meeting 5-6 VCs, they feel that they are not funding. The reason is that you have not got product market fit. Don't reach out to VCs till you are near product market fit. And if you have not created a minimum viable product, I will be sharing what is that. Don't reach out to even angel investors, because nobody would be funding you when you are in the search phase. People will, angel investors will only fund you when you are in the build stage, and VCs will only fund you when you are in the scale stage. But before scaling, you have to build, obviously, and before building, you have to search. Don't build just because you are an engineer, start building an app. Only build when you feel that you are able to solve problems of a large audience. So I have created a tool called this Startup Canvas. So out of all the experience, so I thought that I will promote the 200 books which I have read, or I will promote other things. But what I've realized is that obviously nobody can read 200 books, and like it takes a lot of patience. So one day my mother asked, "Itna school college में पढ़ लिया होता तो you would have become a university topper." And I said, मम्मी स्कूल कॉलेज में ना मजा नहीं आता था पढ़ाई करने में. अब स्टार्टअप में क्या होता है कि when I was a startup founder for many years, तो वो होता क्या है, जब आप खून के आंसू रोते हो ना, तो फिर आपको पढ़ने की इच्छा होती है कि I need a solution. When you have a problem, you need a solution. When you don't have a problem, तो वो स्कूल में क्या होता था कि पढ़ाई करने की इच्छा उतनी होती नहीं है, obviously. So there is this search, build, and scale, 3 stages of a startup, 3 focus areas: product, people, purchasing power. So we get this 3x3 matrix, and these are the 9 steps to startup success. Problem, solution fit, product market fit, growth profit fit. These are the 3 steps of product. Then we have 3 steps of people: founder, core team, corporation. And then 3 steps of purchasing power: bootstrapping, angel investor, venture capitalist. We can even see this from, we can see these 3 steps horizontally or vertically. So in search phase, if we see problem, solution fit, founders, bootstrapping, these 3 things are done in parallel. In build stage, getting to product market fit, building a core team, and getting some angel investment. These are things which are done generally in parallel, and it can, and depending upon the circumstances, obviously you may get funding before or after you get the core team. And then in scaling, you focus on growth and you build a corporation. Obviously for growing, you have to reach out to end customer and you have to grow. And obviously for that, you need money. You cannot grow on your own funds, generally speaking. So you need venture capital. And finally, one day when you will be successful, you will get your dream of portfolio of products, culture, and IPO. So we come to search stage. So first stage is problem, solution, fit. See, you have to focus on a problem. So for example, if you start with Paytm mini app, if you create say a Paytm mini app, and you feel कि ठीक है मैं ये app बना के डाल देता हूँ, you get access to 15 crore users. And then you will feel कि यार ठीक है 1 lakh users have started using it, but why am I not able to grow? उसका reason क्या होता है? उसका reason ये होता है कि you need a problem to solve. People will only download, or like on social media, if you are solving somebody's problem, they follow you. Similar to that, if you solve a problem. So for example, why Paytm has been successful? तो मैंने उसके लिए एक reason देखा कि विजय is an engineer. People feel that Vijay is an engineer. Obviously, engineers have this right of building things. But that's not the true thing. What I've realized is that Vijay has a lot of empathy for the end user. So I will just give you an example. So when I joined Paytm Build for India, Vijay said, talk to people because I was going to events all across the country. He said, while meeting people, ask them what are the 5 good things in Paytm and what are the 5 bad things in Paytm. First time I was very surprised. I thought, like, why is Vijay asking about bad things? So, and the other thing was that Vijay gave me an example. He said that he went to a dhaba in Jaipur and he asked the dhaba wala, bhaiya Paytm use karte ho? And Vijay is very fond of street food, so I could imagine he would have gone to a dhaba. And the ढाबा वाला said कि सर मेरे को डिजिटल पेमेंट्स में ये प्रॉब्लम आती है, इसलिए मैं डिजिटल पेमेंट्स यूज नहीं करता. तो विजय went back to Delhi, and in our headquarters he talked to all the senior people, and obviously all the senior people are very well educated from IITs, IIMs, etc. And he said मुझे तो ये ढाबे वाले की प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करानी है. अब now how many startup founders, and especially a very like iconic founder, how many of them are focusing on solving the problem of that dhaba wala? So why Paytm is now hit in even unorganized market? You see rickshaw wala, e-rickshaw person or pan wala using Paytm. Why? The reason is that there has been a conscious effort from Paytm and the design team to focus on the problems of these small unorganized vendors, and that's why we have been able to solve problems of thousands of people. I would not say that we have solved problems of all the Indians, but we have been able to solve a lot of problems because we made this conscious effort to solve the problem. And then based on the problem, you have to focus on getting a solution which is desirable, viable, and feasible. Why? So once I am part of the NASSCOM Product Council. Their IT minister had came and he said, हमें Silicon Valley वाली company India में क्यों नहीं मिलती? So although now we have startups like Paytm and Swiggy, etc., which are on the track of becoming like Google, so the answer was that in India, nobody teaches you art, science, and commerce in parallel. So for getting a good solution, you have to make it desirable, which is design, which is art. You have to make it viable, which is commerce, and then you have to make it feasible, which is engineering. So as a startup founder, focus on these 3 things. Don't just focus कि मैं तो engineer हूँ, I can create a good techie product using Bitcoin or using AI. आपके AI और blockchain की कोई value नहीं है अगर वो आम आदमी, who is your consumer? It depends. You may have a B2B product which is only used by the IT department. But even there, you should have empathy for the end user. Don't just think about the consumer, think about the user. Another thing which I have learned over the last many years is that problems don't change. Solutions may change. For example, you find lakhs of students giving IITG and they are not able to get into IIT. 98% obviously statistically would not be able to go into IIT. And Eklavya had the same problem. He wanted to go in a college at that time, which was the best college in that era, and he could not get in. And so see, problems don't change. Even thousands of years ago, same problem was there. And today also same problem is there. But obviously solutions have changed. He had to do something which now obviously students don't need to do. They can just go to YouTube and learn about stuff, or they can go to online courses and learn about stuff. And then finally, as part of problem solution fit, you have to focus on getting a pattern. Just think. So what is the solution pattern for Paytm? So solution pattern for Paytm is very simple. Person A pays to person B, and person B gives some service to person A. So that some service can be recharge with which we started, or it can be hundreds of services which Paytm gives on its own using its own employees, or it can be millions of services which we will have as part of Paytm mini app store. Then we come to founders. So this is a very important step, because I have seen 50% startups fail just because founders have some differences. So I created a tool called Startup Canvas, and in this Startup Canvas, in this area of founders, I have researched and I have found that you have to focus on 3 things. Metaphorically, they should have head, heart, and hand. Head means they should have intelligence. Heart means they should have empathy and integrity. And hand means that they should bring something. Either they should bring network, or knowledge, or some money. Obviously, as a co-founder, they may bring money also. Intelligence पे आते हैं, तो this is my favorite topic. So I read this book called Frames of Mind, which talks about theory of multiple intelligence. And उसमें I read that there are at least 8 intelligences in human. And when I started working with Vijay in November 2017, what I realized after working with Vijay was that Vijay has all these 8 intelligences, and that's what explains his success. So many people, even near him, including his family members and senior people in Paytm, were not knowing that he has these 8 intelligences, because nobody has generally, people in India know about IQ, but most people in India don't know about theory of multiple intelligence. So that was very surprising that he has these 8 intelligences, and that was the reason of his success. So what I would say is that as a startup founder, try to create those 8 intelligences. What are those 8 intelligences? First is logical intelligence. Second is linguistic intelligence. Then there are 3 intelligences which Vijay has, which are not directly related to Paytm or any direct startup venture he's running. But as a person, he has those qualities. One is kinesthetic intelligence, ability to dance. Second is of these 3 intelligences is musical intelligence. So Vijay is very good in music. Third is spatial intelligence. So Vijay has very good spatial intelligence also, I've seen. And then there are 3 critical intelligences for any entrepreneur. So logical intelligence is basically ability to think logically. If you are good in maths or if you are a logical thinker, it is logical intelligence. Linguistic is basically ability to use language. And obviously in school and college, you have to be good in linguistic and logic. Otherwise, you would not be able to get a degree. But 3 intelligences are generally overlooked. And I have seen many engineers or many other professionals who don't have these 3 intelligences. And that's the reason why even after passing from an elite college, they are not able to become a startup founder. Those 3 are: first is interpersonal intelligence, second is intrapersonal intelligence, and third is naturalistic intelligence. Then we come to bootstrapping. See, bootstrapping is a American word. Basically, इसका मतलब ये है कि you are spending your own money during this phase. इसीलिए I have put this icon कि आप साइकिल पे जा रहे हो छोटी सी पोटली लेके पैसे की, because you don't have that much money. I am assuming most middle class people cannot spend more than a few lakh of rupees in their venture. So I would recommend आपको शुरू में bootstrap ही करना पड़ेगा. During search phase, generally the cost is less. If you are a college student and starting your startup in the college, it would be even more preferable, because colleges में parents का pressure नहीं होता. You don't have problem of money, as well as college. Most colleges these days have incubators and e-cells which are supportive to a bootstrap startup. Some colleges and some government programs even give you 5 lakh, 10 lakh rupees of grant also during the bootstrapping stage. I am a part of the DST committee on entrepreneurship. As part of that, DST gives a lot of grants to a lot of incubators. So do reach out to the local incubator near you. And even you can reach out, even if you are not from IIT or IIM, you can reach out to IIM and IIT incubators. I personally know I have mentored a lot of people in IIT Roorkee incubator who are not from IIT. So I personally know IIT Delhi and IIT Roorkee allow non-IITians to even apply for the incubator. So try to apply in an incubator. It will make your bootstrapping a little bit easier. You will get more access, more network, and sometimes they even give you money. Otherwise, if you cannot get into an incubator, try to bootstrap using a garage office, or maybe if you are a college student in your dormitory. Then we come to the build stage. One thing which I would like to focus before going to the build stage is that in the current COVID environment, I would recommend don't try to leave a job and start your startup if you don't have at least 12 months of money to bootstrap, because in the current environment, it would be very difficult for you to get some funding as well as get some traction in the market if it's not a pure digital product in the current environment. So at least plan for next 12 to 15 months before like leaving a job and starting full time in a startup. So then we come to build stage. See, in build stage, you have to focus on product market fit. You have to start with minimum viable product. Don't start with like everybody wants to have a big product, like how Apple launches. They launch one iPhone a year, and like obviously press is talking about that. Everybody has that dream, but even big companies don't do like that. So Paytm starts most things with beta or with some small minimum viable product. Google is very famous for starting with beta. So we started our mini app store in a small fashion. We started around end of February, when this COVID was coming. Around that time, we had started Mini App Store in beta. I personally talked to a lot of startups and got them onboarded. So at this stage, I would like to even share you about the Paytm Mini App Store. I think I've been sharing a lot of things with you. So Paytm Mini App Store is basically a app store which has been started by Paytm, which allows you to add HTML5 or progressive web apps. So within the Paytm app itself, you can integrate any mobile website, and that will come in the iframe like a small app within Paytm app. And within Paytm app, the good thing is that like if you go to Facebook and you see a ad, you don't click generally, because you are talking to your family, friends, and generally you are not there for buying anything. If you go to Google, generally you have a like you have this mindset that I want something, but you are not in the mindset of paying, because you may be doing just a Google search. But when somebody comes to Paytm, they have this mind of paying, because Paytm is obviously a payment app. So anything which involves in-app purchases is obviously better on Paytm Mini App Store than other competing platforms, because when you go to Paytm, you can do just one click payment. The other thing is that psychologically you are more attuned to paying at that time. Although Mini App Store does allow free apps also without apps without Mini App purchases. So we allow apps which are not having any in-app purchases also. And we are the only app store right now which doesn't charge anything more than the payment gateway charge. We just charge the 2% commission on credit card and some other payment instruments, and 0% on UPI and RuPay debit card. So product market हो गया, product भी हो गया, market भी हो गया, then you have to create a product market fit. तो हमारे केस में वो product market fit कब हुआ? जब demonetization हुई. या आज अगर मैं मिनी ऐप स्टोर में कहूँ तो we launched with around 5,000 developers attending Vijay's conference when we launched product mini app store. तो आप ये देखिए कि जब when we would have say 100,000 apps, we can say that mini app store has reached product market fit. तो product market fit के तीन चीजें होती है. You have high retention, you have high demand, and then you have पॉजिटिव यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स. तो अगर आप कोई भी ऐप यूज करते हो तो यू विल सी कि जैसे आजकल जूम है, या 2016 में पेटीएम का हुआ कि देयर वाज लॉट ऑफ डिमांड एंड वी वर नॉट एबल टू इवन फुलफिल ऑल द डिमांड. तो एज अ स्टार्टअप फाउंडर यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन गेटिंग द बेस्ट प्रोडक्ट इन द लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज. इसीलिए आप एमवीपी के साथ स्टार्ट करते हो. यू विल आइटरेट एंड वन डे यू विल बी एबल टू रीच द प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट वेयर यू विल गेट सॉर्ट ऑफ वेरी बिग डिमांड, एंड यू विल फील कि अब मेरी कंपनी को ग्रो करने की इसलिए जरूरत है बिकॉज जैसे ट्विटर का आई रिमेम्बर कि देयर वाज अ वेल आइकॉन. ट्विटर जब रिसोर्सेज खत्म हो जाते थे और ट्विटर साइट यूज्ड टू क्रैश एंड इट जस्ट शोड वन स्टैटिक विजुअल वेल आ जाती थी. तो इट मेंट कि ट्विटर हैज सो मच यूजेज कि वो दे आर नॉट एबल टू स्केल देयर सर्वर्स. तो वो था एक जमाना. So you have to focus on that. मतलब you have to try to create demand, and that demand one day will stretch your supply. And ये digital में भी होता है. जैसे मैं Twitter का example बता रहा था. In Paytm we had a very hard time meeting up with demand in 2016-17, and we had to scale more than 100 times for that. So that is obviously a good problem to solve, because अगर आप शुरू में तो problem होती है कि nobody uses your product. But एक time ऐसा आता है people start using in so much क्वांटिटी की आपको दूसरी प्रॉब्लम आ जाती है कि हाउ टू टेक सर्वर स्पेस, हाउ टू ग्रो, हाउ टू हैव अ टेक टीम, एंड दीज आर ऑब्वियसली बेटर प्रॉब्लम्स टू हैव, बिकॉज एट दैट स्टेज यू come to know that you have achieved product market fit. And Mark Andreessen says कि there comes a stage when the market starts snatching the product from you. So that is the product market fit. That is the surest thing about product market fit कि आपकी सप्लाई से ज़्यादा आपकी डिमांड होगी. And then we come to core team. तो core team के अंदर से why we require a core team? Because as a co-founder, maybe you may have a marketing person, you are an engineer, or you are a marketing person, you may have a co-founder who is having engineering background. But what you will realize is that only one or two people cannot create a good product. You may require a few engineers or few people in sales, etc. initially. So you have to have this core team. Why core team and not corporation immediately? Because you would have to iterate a lot. And mind it, मेरा सबसे बड़ा experience जो as a startup founder रहा है, people don't want to iterate. अभी हमारा education system का issue है या maybe this is an inertia within human beings. People don't like to iterate. As a startup founder, you are iterating, but people feel कि यार मैंने 6 महीने इस पे काम किया, ये startup founder pivot क्यों कर रहा है? So pivot is when you are not able to find product market fit and you feel कि कुछ और बनाते हैं. जैसे Instagram के साथ हुआ. They were creating some other app. They realized उसमें traction नहीं हो रही है. Then they stripped all the features and thought कि इस पूरी app में सिर्फ photo sharing एक feature है जो people are using. So we should create a photo sharing service. And then obviously Instagram was born. तो कोर टीम में यू हैव टू हैव दिस फ्लेक्सिबल पीपल. आपको वही हेड हार्ट एंड हैंड देखना है. थोड़ा सा बस फर्क है कि दीज पीपल वुड नॉट बी इन्वेस्टिंग इन योर कंपनी. इंस्टेड यू वुड हैव टू गिव देम ESOPs. ESOPs क्यों देते हैं? बिकॉज क्या होता है कि देयर इज अ रिसर्च व्हिच आई हैव डन ऑन रेन्यूमरेशन. तो हमें लगता है कि हम पैसे देंगे लोग आ जाएंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता. सो सम पीपल वांट लॉन्ग टर्म ग्रोथ, सम पीपल वांट शॉर्ट टर्म मनी. तो आप शॉर्ट टर्म ऑब्वियसली सैलरी दोगे, बट सैलरी के लिए कैश जनरली कम होगा. So you have to focus on long term growth. तो आप ESOPs दोगे. Paytm के अंदर मैं एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ कि we have many millionaires within Paytm, especially people who joined like first few hundred people who had joined got good ESOPs and obviously company grew. तो वो core team के लिए आपको ESOP देने जरूरी है. एक और चीज what I have realized is they have to give an autonomy, competence and relatedness. And then we go to angel investor stage. See, why you require angel investor? Because अगर आप सिंपल कम से कम भी आप रखोगे इंजीनियर और सीनियर मार्केटिंग के लोग, तो आपको मिनिमम फॉर देयर सब्सिस्टेंस लिविंग देयर यू वुड हैव टू गिव एटलीस्ट 50,000 रुपीज अ मंथ. तो अगर आप 50,000 रुपए महीने के दोगे 5 पीपल को, तो ऑब्वियसली 2.5 lakhs into 12 months, एटलीस्ट यू नीड 12 months ऑफ ट्रैक्शन. तो 30 lakh rupees plus you need rent etc for physical office. Although many startups in the COVID era, I feel, would shift to pure virtual offices. But even there, you need to spend on SaaS services and all. So अगर आपको 30-40 लाख रुपए चाहिए, तो generally as a middle class person, I have seen most parents are reluctant. I was relatively upper middle class and well to do, but even still I remember जब when I started my startup, तो मेरा budget क्या था? 1 लाख रुपए budget था of my first startup. बाद में भी when I started startup, तो 10-20 lakhs was the budget which I started with. Obviously 50 lakhs, 40 lakhs becomes a big amount for a middle class family. So at that time you have to reach out to HNIs, high net worth individuals who want to invest. So there are many great HNIs available. India has a very deep angel investor network nowadays. I would recommend you to join some organizations like TIE etc to meet the angel investors. And if you want to reach angel investors, you have to have a pitch deck ready. You have to have an elevator pitch ready. These are people who may invest from 5 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupee in your company. Sometimes pools of money are combined by angels and sometimes pools of money are combined by angels and they invest as a group. So these are called angel networks. So when you reach out to an angel investor, you have to have an elevator pitch ready. So when I talk to all these people, I even talked to Rajan Anandan. I took his interview. So what all these 3 people told was that you have to have a elevator pitch, then you have to have a pitch deck, and you should be able to convince why people would purchase, what is the problem you are solving, why now, why somebody was not able to solve the problem till now, why you why there are not other people in the market who can solve it better than you. And obviously you would have to give some financial projections, but generally what they want is that where in the process of building the product you are you ready with the MVP, or do you have product market fit? Obviously if you are not having MVP, very few angel investors would invest in your company. If you are having a good MVP with a little bit of traction, they would be willing to invest. And if you have product market fit, then obviously the bigger angel networks would be willing to invest in you, and even the VCs would be looking to invest in you. Then we come to scale. See, when I joined Paytm in 2017, we were in the growth phase. Demonetization had already passed. We had become a unicorn. So at that time, you have to focus on growth. and then you have to focus on profit after that. So Vijay ने एक दिन एक formula बताया in an interview. I listened to that interview. So he said, for first 3 years in life cycle of the product, you have to focus on growth. Then you have to focus on revenue for 3 years. Then you have to focus on profit for 3 years. In the current environment, I think thoda sa profitability would come a little sooner, because in the COVID environment, I have met a lot of investors and I've realized that most of them are now focused on profit. Earlier, what people used to say was that the profit धीरे धीरे आ जाएगा, but now focus is more on profit. Here also, I feel Paytm products help you a lot, because as part of payment gateway, we are the biggest payment gateway in terms of transaction value in India. We have a lot of products. For example, we allow subscription, we allow UPI subscriptions also. We allow a lot of other products which I feel that if you are using a payment gateway which allows, we have an intelligent fraud detection engine also. In fact, we are having such advanced technologies that we have recently done a joint venture with Yahoo Japan, where we are giving the fraud detection engine and other technology to Yahoo Japan. So I think it may be the first instance where Indian company is supplying technology to a Japanese company, and we are a technical partner for that service. So I personally feel that while growth, you should focus on creating a good funnel. And if you are having a good funnel, you will get traction. Eric Ries, in his book Lean Startup, he focuses on 3 engines of growth. First is sticky engine of growth, second is viral engine of growth, and third is paid engine of growth. So sticky engine of growth is like Paytm or like Uber, where once a person starts using this service, they stick to that service, and generally very rarely somebody would be deleting Paytm or Uber from their mobile phone. So this is sticky, and because you are sticky, and obviously there would be some people who are getting added organically, so you would grow very fast because you don't have a leaking bucket. Everybody who comes becomes a sticky user. Second is viral engine of growth, like we see in social networks, especially in WhatsApp. How WhatsApp became #1 social network in India, because once somebody started using it, obviously they were calling their friends and family to the app, and virality generally happens very fast with these social media apps. Third is paid engine of growth, similar to Byju's, because they sell, if I remember correctly, they sell for 30 or 40,000 their product. So obviously they can buy a lot of ads, as well as they can give salesman commission. Instead, if you are building a free mobile game, obviously you cannot give salesman commissions and you cannot do big ads. So you have to focus on which engine of growth you are choosing. You may choose 3 engines of growth also. For example, Paytm has a very sticky engine of growth, as well as we are a little viral, because every time some merchant says bhaiya Paytm kar dena, so it is virality. And paid engine of growth, in certain situations we are able to do, because we do sell some high value services also. So in payment gateway, we are in fact #1. So we use lot of such tactics. Basically, जो product management का ज्ञान होता है, growth hacking होती है, we use lot of such things, and that's why I became #1. For example, one of the tactics we used initially was, we focused on high transacting merchants. So for example, all the big people are clients of Paytm payment gateway. So we focused initially on clients.com, Domino's, etc. And these people have very high transactions. So obviously it helped us to become the #1 payment gateway in terms of transaction value. Also, right now in Paytm mini apps, also we have launched mini apps of Domino's, Booking.com, etc. And that's why the mini app store has got 300 very powerful apps right now, and we are getting a lot of traction there also, because generally if you are starting a marketplace, start with a small set of merchants who are able to give a concrete value to the user, and once people see that that merchant is earning money on that particular marketplace, obviously more merchants would come. We have used the same strategy for main Paytm app, and today we are using the same strategy for Paytm mini apps. For your own marketplace or any other solution, you can also focus on those strategies. Try to give a concrete value, and then focus on improving the funnel conversion ratio. Focus on having an engine of growth, and then you will surely have revenue. And once you start getting good revenue, try to reduce the expenses, and you will get profit sooner rather than later. Generally, if you want to do IPO in India, you have to be profitable. So generally in India, the focus is always on profit, and in the current COVID environment, there is a lot of focus on profit. Then we go to corporation stage. See, why you have to create a corporation? It was not very clear to me when I was running my small startup before Paytm time. So I used to feel Paytm में 10,000 लोग क्या करते हैं? Because I used to feel it's just a mobile app with a few services. When I joined Paytm, I came to know that when you pay your college fees using Paytm, so we have a very robust solution for paying college and school fees. So what I was talking to the head of that sales team of the education vertical. So what he told was that there are a lot of schools and colleges which are still not digital. So you cannot just do like in America, you cannot do. You have published APIs and you say कि ठीक है Paytm में आपको integrate करना है तो these are the APIs. You have to give them handholding. You have to handhold them. You have to give them some advice. You sometimes there are certain schools, colleges which don't have anything digital. So उनसे आपको physical documents लेने पड़ते हैं. Then you have to onboard them. So all that requires obviously a big team. So every service you see in Paytm, it has a big team behind the scenes. So that's why you have to create a corporation. And obviously when you create a corporation, you need a hierarchy. So there is a hierarchy. Also you need a departmental structure. So हमारे यहाँ 4 तरीके के departments हैं, and which is I would say every startup needs to focus on these 4 types of departments. So first, and जो सबसे elite होता है वो होता है product. So these are the elite group of product managers who are creating product. Then you have technical team जो product managers जिनको technology use करवा के product बनवाते हैं. Then you have the business team which is doing business development, growth, etc. And then finally you have support team जिसमें audit, internal HR, internal audit, finance, these kind of departments which are support. मतलब ये practically आपको support करते हैं. These are not producing the product. This technology was obviously producing the product based on the specifications by product management team. तो ये 4 तरीके की departments या teams you can say. So one is product management, second is technology, third is business and business development, fourth is support. So as a corporation, you have to focus on these and you have to grow very rapidly. So इस time पे like when I reached out to Paytm first time 2012 में जब मैं पहली बार game बना रहा था तो उस समय Paytm had less than 197, the parent company had less than 1,000 people. और जब मैं अगली बार 2017 में जब पहुंचा ज्वाइन करके तो दैट टाइम आई रियलाइज मैंने कहा यहाँ तो 10,000 लोग हो गए. तो 5 साल के अंदर 1,000 से 10,000 लोग हो गए थे. So that is the type of growth you have to do once you get product market fit and you have get some funding. So funding पे आते हैं लास्ट में. So venture capitalist is a professional investor who collects money from HNIs and creates a fund. Generally in India, most of those funds are subject to SEBI regulations. You have to go with your pitch deck as well as elevator pitch. Generally, you have a product market fit, only then you should go. Otherwise, if you go before product market fit, what will happen is that venture capitalist would say, "ठीक है, देख लेंगे, कर लेंगे," and generally they don't reply. That has been my experience as a startup founder. So only years later, when I started reading books and lean startup वगैरह पढ़ के product market fit का पता चला, and when I talked to people in Paytm, senior product managers, etc. So बड़ा logically clear हुआ कि till you don't have product market fit, nobody knows कि your company will survive or not. But once you have product market fit, तो you know कि the product has demand, people would pay one day. So when you hear ना कि this startup has got unicorn status, but it is still a loss-making startup, the reason is that they have a product market fit. So if you can prove product market fit, you will also get a valuation. So many startup founders have this question. उसकी स्टार्टअप को फंडिंग क्यों मिल गई, मुझे क्यों नहीं मिलती? बिकॉज उसकी स्टार्टअप के पास प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट है, या मे बी हिज स्टोरी इज बेटर. सो अनदर थिंग व्हिच आई हैव सीन इज दैट गुड स्टार्टअप फाउंडर्स आर गुड स्टोरी टेलर्स. तो आपको एक अच्छी स्टोरी बनानी पड़ेगी. एंड देयर इज अ वेरी गुड बुक कॉल्ड सेपियंस जिसमें बताया गया कि व्हाई ह्यूमंस वर एबल टू डोमिनेट द अर्थ. द रीजन वाज दे आर गुड स्टोरी टेलर्स. तो आप कभी भी देखो, कोई भी अच्छा पॉलिटिशियन देख लो, कोई भी अच्छा एड गुरु देख लो, वो एक स्टोरी बता रहे होते हैं. तो इफ यू डोंट हैव अ गुड स्टोरी, नोबडी वुड इन्वेस्ट. तो पेटीएम की स्टोरी शुरू से यही रही है कि वी वांट टू गिव मोबाइल बैंकिंग टू 500 बिलियन इंडियंस. आज वी हैव 15 करोड़ एक्टिव यूजर्स एंड जिसका भी केवाईसी हो जाता है ऑटोमेटिकली उसका पेटीएम बैंक अकाउंट खुल जाता है. So finally, I would recommend you to visit business.paytm.com as part of a company. Obviously, I would like to be pitching you about using our services. So you can use Paytm payouts for paying to your vendors. You can use our payment gateway, and I will also share that we give 1 lakh rupees worth of transaction value free of cost for 12 months. For that, you can reach out to me. So my email address is saurabh3.jain@paytm.com. Saurabh, SAURABH 3.jain@paytm.com, or you can even write to me at buildforindia@paytm.com. Buildforindia@paytm.com. And you can go to business.paytm.com to learn about our payment gateway, Paytm payouts, Paytm mini app store, and lots of other services which we have. And I'm available on social media as @SKJ Saurabh, and Paytm Build for India is available as @Paytm Build India. You can write to us, and we will try to connect you to the relevant team if you have any inquiry for such a product. So I will recommend all of you to visit developer.paytm.com. When you visit developer.paytm.com, I'm sharing my screen. I will show you. So you reach to business.paytm.com/mini apps, and so this tells you about the mini app store. We have started this mini app store. We want that Indians should build their own app store, and we should not be at the mercy of a US company. And we have 15 crore users who are monthly active users on Paytm. You will get access to those users using simple technologies like HTML and JavaScript. And we had done a Paytm mini app developer conference. Vijay had talked in that conference, and I am happy to share that we had more than 5,000 people who registered for the conference. We had an immense interest from the developer ecosystem. I would like you people also to join in the ecosystem. Try to start a mini app project and try to integrate that. Integration is relatively straightforward. You can use our APIs and integrate in a very easy fashion. So we have 15 crore users. We have 450 million Paytm users in total who have registered. We have Domino's, 1MG, and big players like Ola, etc. live. So just see, you can rub shoulders with them. Any person, whether you are a small startup, big startup, student startup, we allow everyone. Only that you have to do your merchant KYC, obviously, because it's a payment solution. 2 developers can complete the integration in 2 weeks. Generally, I have seen people are able to do that. You will get powerful insights. So we are not just for money. We will give you powerful analytics dashboard where you can get various reports relating to development and other things. And the best part, our competitors charge 30% on their app stores. We all know. But UPI, we are not charging anything. Paytm wallet, 0%. And I had told you that Vijay said कि 2% charge करेंगे, but wallet पे 0% कर दिया है. Debit card is 0% in Rupee, and for debit card in Visa and other cards 0.4% till 200, and 0.9% cap to 1000. So just see कि this is a very good thing if you want to do big transactions. And then we come to credit card, तो वहाँ भी 2% ले रहे हैं net banking and credit card में. तो just see, if you go to any competitive app store, you have to spend 30%. And especially I know it has become a big thing, especially after वो Fortnite वाला भी case हुआ है अभी recently US में. So I believe if you go to Paytm mini app store, you will get a better business model, you will get better reach. तो आप growth better कर पाओगे, profitably ज़्यादा sell कर पाओगे, and you have the features for searching, sharing. And we are launching a lot of other features because obviously this has launched recently. We would be adding a lot of features, and it will become a full-fledged app, like a full-fledged app store with trending, targeted reach. And we also have a Paytm apps, Paytm ads solution. You can even do ads on our Paytm app and get access to our users if you want. And we also allow subscription-based payments, seamless login from within the Paytm app. So, and you can rub shoulders with all these big and small startups. So I believe it's a good value proposition. The other thing I would like to share would be Paytm payment gateway. So we have this all-in-one payment gateway. You can just visit the Paytm payment gateway and you can get all the real-time settlement benefits, secure payment. Another thing which I missed in my presentation was that if you use Paytm payment gateway, it is better than competitor. Why? The reason is that people use Paytm app a lot and they save their credit cards on Paytm app. So whenever somebody uses Paytm Payment Gateway, you get a better leverage because it's a more seamless, better user experience, and you can even have a digital QR code that also helps. And we have you can integrate with your mobile app also, which is live in Google Play or Apple App Store. So we allow that also. We have started a Blink checkout, which is basically JavaScript checkout. So now you can even you don't require server integration. You can just do using JavaScript also. So we have all these use cases also: monthly installments, convenience fee, gift vouchers, and powerful enterprise features. Like I told, we are very strong in enterprise segment. In fact, we are many times stronger than the competition in enterprise segment. So why choose somebody who just focuses on small companies? You can focus on a Paytm Payment Gateway, which is used by most large startups and businesses, and obviously you can get all the benefits which all these large companies are getting. We provide you pre-built plugins for WordPress, Magento, SDKs for Android, iOS. So I believe it's a very seamless process. You can use it, and we don't charge any annual maintenance charge, and real-time settlement is there. And see, these are the businesses which use Paytm Payment Gateway. I believe you would also like to grow your business to the size of these companies. This includes who is who of India and world. And we also allow collecting international payments. If you are a business based in India and you have customers outside India, you can use Paytm Payment Gateway for that also.